All right, there's the latest news break coming in. Even though the final arguments of the special intensive role revision will take place on the 6th of October, the latest final list has been released by the Election Commission of India. The latest Bihar final list seems to add 21.53 new voters. Number of deletions now have been reduced to 47 lakh. Total voter in final list 7.42 crores. All of this amidst a massive showdown which keeps continuing. Entire voter data now has been released as mandated by the Supreme Court on the website of the Election Commission. Let's take you through those figures. The total deleted numbers have now been reduced to 47 lakh viewers. Earlier on, there were 65 lakh voters in the drafts that had come in which were deleted. Now that has been reduced to 47 lakhs. It remains, and this is now the final voter list. There will be no more changes, no more admission of any applications on including your name on the voter list. The EC has released the final count. 47 lakh voters have been deleted. Earlier on, the count was 65, so you can see a drop in that. And additional of let's see the number of voters that have been added. 21 lakh 0.53 new voters have been added to the list, which takes the total count at this juncture to 7.42 crores. So this is the final list. Fair amount of politics you'll see at the back of it. Trust India Today to get you up to speed with that. All right, viewers, let's get back to the political stock exchange. Like I said, it's a double dhamaka of sorts. We're going to begin with the C-Voter political stock exchange numbers that have been coming in, a dipstick test on what is the mood of Bihar when we are just about a month away from elections. I want to quickly take you through our panelists who will be joining us through the course of the next 45 minutes while we detail the data. Our panelists, Amitabh Tiwari, political strategist, commentator, Dr. Manisha Prem, political analyst, Satya Prakash Mishra, JDU, in the studio with me, Priyanka Bharti, national spokesperson, RJD, Dr. Ajay Alok, spokesperson, BJP, Charan Singh Sapra, national spokesperson, Congress. I think it's just Ajay Alok. We've given the doctor just like that, but we're going to take that away. But viewers, let's get down to our first set of data that is coming in. This is C-Voter data, viewers. The first question, the performance of the state government of Bihar. We have been holding, if not a bi-monthly, but a monthly tracker on where Bihar stands, and look at those figures there. We've just number crunched in terms of what the voters feel less than a month away from elections in Bihar. And this has been our tracker from February all the way down now to September. Look at those figures, very much satisfied. Began in February at 31.6%. It peaked to 34.8% in June, fell 0.2% in July, but now it's fallen to 34%. Satisfied to some extent from 30.6%, that number now down from February to September to 28.8%. Not satisfied at all. Remains quite the same, which started off in February at 34.8%. It peaked in July to 35%, June 35.1%, and now settling at 34.7%. Cannot say from 3% in February comes down to just 0.5, 2.5% in September. Let's cut across to our second question that was posed to the voters on practically the eve of elections by C-Voter. The performance of the Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. Very much satisfied. 31.3% was in February, and that has risen, viewers. So good news coming in for Nitish Kumar. How good the news is, the following numbers will tell us more. But September, 35.7% are very much satisfied by Nitish Kumar. Having said that, satisfied to some extent has fallen by 2%. 27.1% was in February. It's come down to 25.4%. Not satisfied at all. From 39.3% has fallen to 37.8%. Net, there seems to be a little more acceptance, no, not dramatically, for Nitish Kumar. The numbers in September seem to be better than what they have been in the past, but July had seen a substantial rise to 34.2%. That has now taken a percentage increase at 35.7%. So Not so bad where Nitish Kumar is concerned. Let's get down to our third question that we that C-Voter posed, and that was the preferred chief ministerial candidate. And this is interesting, viewers. Tejasvi Yadav, preferred chief ministerial candidate, reigns on, but his graph had fallen, though has increased. February, 40.6%, practically 4 in 10%, 10 people in Bihar wanted him as the chief minister. That now at 35.5%. It had doing better because it had fallen earlier. If you look at on August to 31.3%, so you see a jump there for Tejasvi, preferred CM candidate. Nitish Kumar, that might not augur too well for Nitish Kumar, viewers. Though you can see from August to September, there is a marginal increase from 14.9% to 16%, but that doesn't look good. Where you see a dramatic, sharp jump from February, and this person, many people say, could very well be the kingmaker or at least a vote cutter. Till now, untested political force of Suraj. Prashant Kishore, 14.9% was in February this year, viewers. Look at that dramatic, sharp increase. Preferred chief ministerial candidate jumped all the way to 23.1%. You can see that trajectory there. Chirag Paswan now at 9.5%, and Samrat Chaudhary has taken a beating, now standing at 6.8%. If you look at this, one sharp trajectory to follow, viewers, is Prashant Kishore. You can see a steady rise and a very sharp rise within a span of 7 months, from February to August. You can see him jump from 14.9% to 23.1%. Will people actually vote for him is the question, but he seemingly is a preferred choice of chief minister, coming in right after Tejasvi at 35.5%. You have Prashant Kishore then, and then you have Nitish Kumar at 16%. All right, preferred PM candidate. So that was a question that was posed to the Bihari voters, and let's see what they said, viewers. We've only covered Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi would be happy with these numbers, very, very happy with these numbers. The Prime Minister, 54.7% in February, which is nearly, 5 people out of 10 wanted the Prime Minister to continue as the Prime Minister. That number has marginally fallen to 51.8%. But Rahul Gandhi's graph has increased. 39.2% was in February. You saw it falling in June and July. July it was 34.8%, but a dramatic, sharp increase. So clearly the vote chori, the Vote Adhikar rally, paying off in terms of voter perception for Rahul Gandhi, where Bihar at least is concerned. You can see that jump, and a huge jump. It's a 6% jump. So these are the numbers. Let's take all these numbers right now to our panelists. Amitabh Tiwari, we're going to get down to your numbers later, but with what C-Voter seems to suggest, what if we go one by one? Performance of state government seems to be, it doesn't look bad, at least for the NDA. But when it comes down to preferred chief ministerial phase, Nitish Kumar not looking good. You see that sharp increase, for Prashant Kishore. And then preferred prime ministerial candidate Rahul Gandhi would be stupendously happy with those numbers, especially after his Vote Adhikar Yatra.
Yeah, so essentially, if we look at the leadership battle, we see that Nitish Kumarji's graph has fallen compared to 2020, and consistently also here since the beginning of the year. However, the decline in popularity of Nitish is not being pocketed by Tejasvi Yadav. So that's a demerit, you can say, for Mahagathbandhan also. That is going largely to Prashant Kishore in that sense. On a combined basis, NDA leadership is almost equal to Tejasvi Yadav's ratings, because NDA has 3 leaders in your tracker, whereas from Mahagathbandhan you have only 1 leader. On a satisfaction level, I would say satisfied or very much satisfied is almost equal to not satisfied at all. So which means that there is a close contest. This satisfied to some extent is a voter which could go either ways, either to the Mahagathbandhan or to the NDA or even to Jan Suraj party. In terms of prime ministerial ratings received a favorable position during May, June, July, in the aftermath of the Operation Sindoor. And at that point of time, we see that Rahul's ratings had declined. But from July to September, there is a 5-6% increase in Rahul Gandhi's ratings that can be primarily attributed to the Voter Adhikar Yatra. The numbers show that it's a very close contest and will go down to the wire.
All right. I just want to also tell our viewers, these numbers were recorded after the women-centric schemes have been rolled out in Bihar by the BJP. So interesting to look at it from that prism as well. Dr. Manisha Priyam, 4 sets of data that we have given out to our panelists and to our viewers. What, according to you, is most interesting?
So let me tell you, Preeti, data is taking a political life. Today is Maha Ashtami, the day that a clay statue takes on a feminine form. And I would like to say very much that ultimately all the Maharthis who are fighting are all men, but they have to rely on cash transfer to women. That's the power of women. The Bihari women may not be out there in this leadership race either for the chief ministership or prime ministership, but they matter as voters. That's one. The second most important part about the big macro picture is that something is changing in Bihar, and that is that there is a place, there is a contest space for the political leadership in the state, which is why you can see that no one can feel that they are settled. Tejasvi, who may have had a 40%, seems to be declining somewhat. Prashant Kishore, who was not doing well, seems to be going up. Dilly-dally on what they have to say about Nitish means that people, and especially the poor people and the women, still not willing to. Everybody knows that Nitish Kumar is in the sunset of his political leadership, but yet they don't want to disrespect him. But definitely a space opening up at 23%. I would also say that all the satisfaction numbers that you state are just about 30% or so. It means that the space for the voters who want to get out of that core vote scenario and want to say, oh, I'm going to think I'm somewhat there or not here, which means that in the coming days, in the coming month, a political contest may be on in the state. Political leadership, certainly a question. And remember, it's not just the women's vote that's important. Prashant Kishore's dhamakedar press conference yesterday and day before have put question marks on many political contenders, and one has to see how much of that
let's take that question.
Electoral churning. Does the leadership
Right, Dr. Priyam, let's take that question to Dr. Raja Alok first up. Dr. Alok, do we call you a doctor, or is it our mistake that we've added the idiom there?
Sorry, I couldn't get you. Could you repeat again?
Dr. Alok, I just want to know, the doctor, the idiom there, do we keep it, or is it our mistake? Are you a doctor?
Oh, I'm a professional doctor. I'm not a PhD doctor. I'm a professional MBBS doctor.
We are a professional doctor. We are keeping it right there.
You want to call me Ajay, or you can
call
me doctor.
No. We call you Dr. Alok. You've earned the degree. We are going to call you Dr. Alok. But Dr. Alok, very quickly, with what Dr. Manisha Priyam said, interesting, doesn't augur well for the BJP, especially look at the preferred chief ministerial candidate choices. You have, 2 press conferences that have gone down in terms of corruption charges. Is corruption an issue? We're going to find out later. But look at Samrat Chaudhary, who from 10.9% in July as the preferred candidate is now standing at just 6.8%. While you have a Tejasvi at 35.5% and a Prashant Kishore with a meteoric rise that you can see from February all the way to September, sir. These figures should worry you.
It's absolutely not worrying for us. Because, the basic difference in your figure is, all those persons you're mentioning, whether it's Tejasvi, whether it's Nitish, whether it's Prashant Kishore, Chirag Paswan, they are themselves a chief ministerial candidate. But BJP does not have any chief ministerial candidate. So how you can assume that Samrat Chaudhary is the chief ministerial candidate? So he doesn't fit in the column actually. Now let's talk about corruption. Now who's talking about corruption? A person who has no political entity in the state, who has just entered for the last 2 years doing Padyatra and doing corporate strategy and paying people for taking his logo all over to the auto rickshaws and to the bike movers by 2,500 and 3,000. All these things we have seen in 2014. This country has noticed this. that keep on carrying a bag and keep on putting the allegation one by one. I am carrying this, G. This carries proof against Sonia Gandhi. Sonia ko jail bhejo. This carries proof against Sharad Pawar. That's what is happening in Bihar. And let me tell you, Bihar is not Delhi or Bihar is not any other state. It's the most political awakened state where people understand everything. And
Dr. Alok,
people understand what Bihar
You know,
has
we have
gone
lots
through
of
the last
numbers
20
coming
years.
in. Let's quickly get down to our other spokespersons. One quick comment I want to cut across to RJD spokesperson Priyanka Bharti. Priyanka ji, if you look at these figures, preferred chief ministerial candidate, even though you have Tejasvi ji who's standing at 35.5%, Tejasvi Yadav, but the increase that you see or the decrease rather that you see of Nitish Kumar and Samrat Chaudhary has been made up not by Tejasvi ji, it's actually been made up by Prashant Kishore ji. Is that worrying for you as well?
See, Preeti ji, journalists do their work, politicians do their work, so do the psephologists or any data analyst. It does not concern us at all. The reason being that we are concerned why all the Biharis, in terms of per capita income, are earning the most lowest in the country. That's our concern. The violence taking place, the murders, two rape cases every day in Bihar, that's our concern. But when you see and go through all these data, what a fallacy I found is that whenever data analysts portray any data or do any survey, they say women cast more votes in Bihar and then they become a deciding factor. But what is being hidden is women cast more votes because they are larger in numbers comparatively because the men are migrating outside. Every fourth male from Bihar is outside. That's why when you say that women vote more because male are not there, they're outside. Second point, when Amit Shah told day before yesterday or 3 days ago, Mahila Mandir Modi is going to be our concern, I would like to ask BJP spokesperson, where was Mahila in Lok Sabha elections when you did not give a single women ticket for Lok Sabha? Did it not concern you? And when the votes, especially the voters, especially women, when they were cut from the voter list, like 60 to 70% were women from all these constituencies. Where were you that time? Were you not?
We need to know that. All right. Priyanka Bharti, we still need to know the new list. The final list by the Election Commission under SIR has just been released a short while ago. 47 lakh is what the latest deletion is. We need to dive in deeper in those numbers to get a larger understanding on whether there are more women than men. I'll come back to you, ma'am. Sorry?
Okay.
What do you say? Why?
Because the number of deletions have increased. It's now 68.5 lakhs. What you are giving us is 47 lakhs because there have also been 22 lakhs inclusions. No.
Inclusion, no, I'm just talking. No, I'm talking about what the deletion is. That's the figure that I'm talking about. And the inclusion is 20, it's 23 point some lakhs, and I'll come back to that. I want to quickly cut across to our two other panelists. Charan Singh Sapra, you will take heart. Preferred Prime Ministerial candidate Rahul Gandhi for the first time in the political stock exchange, and I really have to point that out. For the first time in the political stock exchange, Rahul Gandhi has crossed the 40% Rubicon. So 40.9%, like 4 in 10 people want Rahul Gandhi to be the Prime Minister in the state of Bihar. So the Vote Adhikar Yatra seemingly as perception has built for Rahul Gandhi.
Yes, of course, the figures now show that the Yatra of Shri Rahul Gandhi has definitely paid off, and people of Bihar, they have resonated with what Shri Rahul Gandhi was talking about, vote chori. And as far as the preferred CM candidate, I would like to point out that of all the candidates you have shown, Tejasvi is the topmost, it is 35.5. And like Mr. Tiwari said, if you combine all the three of NDA, still they are at 32.3 and Tejasvi is at 35.5. So Tejasvi is definitely having an edge, and Rahul Gandhi being shown.
Charan Singh Sapra, you're forgetting the rise of Prashant Kishore in all of this. What makes you think he's only taking away numbers from the NDA?
No. I'm not forgetting. I'm not forgetting. No. I'm not forgetting the rise of Prashant Kishore. I'm saying clubbing the NDA. Chirag and Samrat Chaudhary and Nitish Kumar, still they are at 32.3.
Dr. Alok
whereas
had a point,
Tejasvi alone is at
he said they're not declared CM candidates from the... Okay. No, but all right. Okay. Fair point.
No, so,
I just quickly... I want to bring
Congress has not declared. So even Congress has not declared a candidate.
Sir, you really want to say this? You really want to say this because Priyanka Bharti there has got this one smile on
No,
her
that-
face.
I'm
because
I'm just.
I don't think you
I'm
want
just-
to say this.
I'm just replying to what Alok has said.
Okay.
It's your fault, Pragya.
What
I
was
don't think the
interesting
RJD spokesperson is taking kindly to
I've
that
not said
one.
we'll not announce.
It's your fault.
I have not said we'll not announce.
Fair point.
putting
Sir.
him
Okay,
in
hold
dilemma
on to
now.
that thought.
Easy.
Charan Singh Sapraji, hold on to that thought and maybe both of you on
I
the
have
back
not
end
said
can...
that we will not announce.
Okay.
Preeti ji,
Will it be?
10
Will it?
seconds.
Ma'am, 10 seconds, 1 second. Let me bring in Satya Prakash Mishra and you can come in. Satya Prakash Mishra ji, the tracker in terms of the government doesn't do badly. Where your government is concerned, you've actually seen a bit of a rise in terms of more satisfied. But having said that, preferred chief ministerial candidate will and should worry you, Satya Prakash Mishra ji, because your chief ministerial candidate right now is standing at an abysmal 16%. That is not even 2 people in Bihar want him to be the CM today.
No, not worried at all. Suppose we presume the data is correct. There are people you have projected, Chirag Paswan and Samrat Chaudhary, they are not candidate of the CM post. If we add that percentage or vote, whatever the data is there, to the chief ministerial candidate Nitish Kumar ji, that is go above the Tejasvi Yadav ji, first of all. Second, people changes mind every now and then in Bihar. Now the political situation will unfold much more greater what we are perceiving now. And we will go deep into the election. And that point of time, definitely, the Bihar will choose the right candidate, right party, and that is NDA. Second point is that what Priyanka Bharti told, that we never provided any ticket to women candidate. The NDA provided 3 tickets in the Lok Sabha election. But what RJD provided? RJD provided Misha Bharti from the family, Rohini Acharya from the family. So we are not into the family politics.
You know,
we are in
let's
the
do one
politics
thing.
of
Okay,
that I had to respond.
Everyone hold on to their thought because you talk about family. That takes us to the first question of our second set of data, and Amitabh Tiwari ji is smiling because it's his data. So VoteWide data and some questions were put forth. Let's quickly jump into our second set, ladies and gentlemen, and the question that was asked. And I will draw out from where the family of Lalu Yadav comes into question. Are there apprehensions at the back of that? The question that was posed to the voters on the eve of elections, which was just about a month away in Bihar, by VoteWide was opinion on ongoing dispute in Lalu's family. No electoral impact. 45.8% say we don't care what's going on between the brothers or with the brother. We don't care, we'll vote where we have to. Will negatively affect the MGB performance. 29.5% say that there could be a problem, which is nearly 3 in 10 voters. Can't say 24.8%. The second question that was posed, and this is where it gets interesting, viewers. Biggest issue in Bihar elections, number 1, unemployment and migration. That continues to be the biggest issue, where 38.4% people said that is the biggest issue. The MGB will take heart because their Vote Adhikar Yatra and the call of vote chori has registered with 15.7% voters. That is the second biggest issue right now in Bihar. Till now, corruption wasn't quite an issue in our trackers. It's come up 13% by the survey carried out by VoteWide. 13% of the people feel that corruption is a huge issue. 7.6% feel health. Liquor ban, whether there should be a liquor ban or not, about 4.7% feel that is the biggest issue where Bihar comes into question. I want to quickly bring in first Amitabh Tiwari. Amitabh Tiwari, these are your numbers. What surprised you there? And we'll go into our next 2 set of datas after that. You're on mute, sir. Mute.
Yeah, not much of a surprise. What we have seen is that over the past 3 trackers, unemployment plus vote chori, the combined number is at 54-55%. Earlier in the first tracker, it was almost 50% unemployment and 4% SIR, because at that point, SIR was the issue. In the second tracker, it became 34% unemployment and 21% vote chori. Now it seems that unemployment has again risen by 4-5 percentage points and vote chori is at 16%. So these combined continue to be the top 2 election issues. The Muslims
corruption
and
also tracking, Amitabh.
Corruption also gaining, because I think we've combined law and order in this. That's number 1.
Right.
Number 2, today, Bihar is politically divided between 2 big groups and 1 small group. So any question you ask, people are likely to give the answers based on their political affiliations. So that's what we will see in the
Fair point.
question
All right.
which
Okay, Amitabh, let's quickly get into the other question that VoteWide asked. And this is important for us because so much has been made about the woman vote and the cash incentives, direct cash transfers that are being given. So the question that was posed, if you receive 10,000 under the government scheme, how would you vote? 75 lakh households have already been transferred that 10,000 amount. So when posed with that question, will continue to vote for the MGB, 34.9%. Will continue to vote for NDA, 34.8%. So no change there. They're pretty much even. Will vote for Jan Suraj, 11%. Will shift, this is important, will shift vote from others to NDA, 5.8%. So nearly 6% will shift vote. Can't say 13.4%. The other question that we asked, opinion on, it's important viewers because corruption is tracking. Opinion on graft charges made by Prashant Kishore against NDA netas. Will it negatively affect NDA? 49.6% say yes. So that's a huge number, nearly 50%. 5 in 10 voters say yes, it will negatively affect the NDA. No electoral impact, 36%. Can't say 14.4%. Let's quickly get an opinion on this. Manisha Priyam, Dr. Priyam, interesting. Everybody is keenly watching the direct cash transfer of 10,000 rupees that has already gone to 75 lakh households. Will it impact voter behavior in about a month's time? Very interesting figures, Dr. Priyam, because about 5.8% say that they'll shift their vote. 11% also say that they're neither voting for NDA or MGB. They're actually voting for Jan Suraj. MGB, NDA voters is pretty much even keel.
So I think the only question about the cash transfers is that the incumbent government, the NDA, have made this transfer, whether they are gaining or not. And you can see that the jury is out. There are a couple of issues here, and that is when I've checked on the ground that there's been a merger between the Punjab National Bank and the Grameen Bank. So on this hype that is happening on the top, so many lakh transfers made. And that's where I believe very much that the media needs to do some groundwork also. On the ground itself, women have not received these transfers because the merger of these two banks, the online links are not working very well. So that's number one. Second part is that if you see in the deletions, women suffered big time. Women were not on Palayan. They were very much in their homes or in their married homes. But their names were cut big time. So when it comes to that, I think the security that the Nitish regime gave them and the slight fear that the cutting of their names from the SIR gave them, how are they going to stack this up against the 10,000 cash transfer? That's something that they would like to think. Remember also that in Jharkhand, the incumbent government of Hemant Soren was able to benefit from the Maiya Samman Yojana. A similar scheme did not help the Chhattisgarh government, the Mahtari Yojana. So I would say it's very important to understand whether women are taking this with trust and whether the ground reach is universal or not. At the moment, the jury is really out. I don't accept the claims, oh, so many lakhs have received. Look, let's just tell this through the media channel of India Today. It's not reached evenly to poor women on the grassroots. Maybe it does in the next 15 days. Maybe it changes their festive season.
Amitabh Tiwari wants to come in. Amitabh Tiwari, these are your numbers.
Of time,
right.
It has not.
Ma'am, I just want to get in as much opinion. We're going to go to the next set of data and get in all our political panelists. But Amitabh Tiwari, you wanted to come in. Would you have thought that 5.8% that will shift to NDA would have been a bigger figure?
So I just want to add here that this survey was done from 18 to 25th. Which means that it was done before the actual transfer was made number. Correct. But we've seen that similar schemes, whether be it MP, Maharashtra or Jharkhand, as Manisha ji has said, have worked in the past. Correct. And 10,000 rupees is a very big number in Bihar because more than 64-65% of households do not earn 10,000 per month in Bihar. So we will have to wait and see how
what the impact of this is. All right, you know, we've gone to the two other sets of data, which is interesting in terms of the corruption charges made by Prashant Kishore. What will happen there? Because it seems that 5 in 10 people say it will negatively impact the NDA. But let's get into our other set of data viewers very quickly, little time. The impact of Tejasvi Yadav's Bihar Adhikar Yatra. Has it energized RJD workers? 43.8% believe yes. No electoral impact. 25.9%. Will make seat sharing negotiations harder. 12.1%, something for Charan Sapra and Priyanka to answer. Will influence decision on floating voters. 8.7%. Can't say. 9.4%. Let's quickly, with that, step into the next set of data. Impact of AI video of Prime Minister and his mother. Viewers, you do know that the NDA ran with the fact that the MGB had insulted the Prime Minister's mother. When that question was posed, no electoral impact. Nearly 50% feel that the video will have no electoral impact. Will emotionally charge NDA workers. 22.5%. Will influence decision of floating voters. 14.7%. Can't say 13%. The next set of data. What role would Prashant Kishore's party play? That's interesting because he is the preferred chief ministerial choice, coming in right at number 2 after Tejasvi. But he's largely being seen as a vote cutter in this election. 56.3% voters feel that the Jan Suraj will serve as a vote cutter. But question is, whose vote will they cut more? Kingmaker in a hung assembly, 15.8%. Very poor performance, nearly 10%, 9.9%. PK will become CM. Only 8.4% have that faith that Jan Suraj can pull this off. Can't say 9.6%. Let's get into our final set of data and we'll be back with our political analysts on the other side. Have you decided who will you vote for? That's interesting. Yes. So nearly 56.3% know exactly who they are voting for. They have decided. Will decide after announcement of candidates. 26.7% watching who their MLA could be or who they would want to vote for. Will decide in last few days. That's the floating population. 7.2% will decide on the voting day itself. 5.5%. So interesting, nearly 13% will decide very late. Can't say 4.3%. Let's quickly cut across to our political analyst now. Dr. Ajay Alok, if you actually look at the data right now, I would reckon this, if you just go by the virtue of data, and once again, every bit of data that you see during elections, before or during, or even after during exit polls, need to be taken not just a pinch with a fistful of salt. But Ajay Alok, if we are deciphering just this piece of data, it does seem that it's a tough context ahead.
Well, we don't take any elections lightly. Every time we contest an election, we take it as a tough. See, the basic difference, I'll tell you, what is the difference between BJP and other parties. I was just going through a tweet made by Congress Toolkit, just demeaning us. They said that on Instagram, Congress is 65%, BJP 35%, Facebook, Congress is 60%, BJP 40%, YouTube, Congress 70%, BJP 30%, Twitter 50-50, and that's why Congress is able to put more narrative. And especially after the ceasefire, ethanol controversy, blending, vote chori, etc., we were able to exert more. I just started wondering that if that is the case, well, let them be on the social media, because you know what, in effectivity, on ground, BJP is 99.9% and Congress is only 0.1%, and that's what the election result matters. Now, here in this data, if you analyze Bihar election for the last 8 elections, the average polling in Bihar is 57 to 58%. Those who are saying yes, 56.3%, those people are for sure going to vote. Because the average polling trend in Bihar has never been more than 60%. It fluctuates between 56 to 60. So this 56.3%, I take it as a very credible data.
The AI video, which the BJP would have thought could have triggered a possible emotional connect, has not quite tracked.
It has triggered a... No, it has
I'm
triggered
just talking about numbers.
It has triggered a political, emotional effect within the NDA workers, and within the NDA workers, within the BJP supporters, and those who always think, those who are fence sitters, are BJP जीती रही है, कहाँ जाएंगे? This is not going to happen.
You think it will be an emotive issue?
Come out in numbers and vote.
Charan Singh
That is
Sapra.
for sure, and we are going to ensure that. We are going to ensure that.
All right, okay. Charan Singh Sapra, to bring you in on this, at least by the look of these numbers, it seems to be a tough fight ahead and a close contest, importantly. But what was imperative and important is to listen to Amitabh Tiwari, who conducted this survey, and he says that all of this was done before that 10,000 rupees was actually deposited into accounts, which Dr. Manisha Priyam said it hasn't even reached multiple accounts. But the promise of 10,000 rupees, can be very, very, it does induce you.
See, Preeti, one thing is clear from all the data and for what we are talking and what is the ground level situation. One thing is clear that the real issues in Bihar will be the women empowerment, it is going to be corruption, it is going to be unemployment, it is going to be the rising inflation. And when we talk about women empowerment, the women in Bihar, they know that what the government has done for last 20 years. The women empowerment is just a hollow promise over there. They have absolutely not done anything, and even if it is Jivika Didi, they have miserably failed in Jivika Didi or CM Kanya Uthan Yojana or various other yojanas. Like Madam Priyam now said, they might fail in this ongoing process also.
You
Now, when we
don't
come
think,
on
Charan Singh
corruption,
Sapra, that
let me
10,000 rupees
remind you,
could
it is
actually
not
seduce the floating population, the floating voters?
No. See the women, no. The women of Bihar are quite smart. They know that this is just an electoral lollipop. They also understand about this. So they are going to take their own decision. They are going to see what this NDA government has given for last 20 years. When we talk about corruption, people who are saying, the Prime Minister who was saying, na khaunga na khane dunga, he is blatantly allowing everybody khane bhi de rahe aur khud bhi kha rahe.
Those are the charges that Jan Suraj is making, but you're quoting them. But okay, I want to bring in Priyanka Bharti. Okay, allow me to bring in, but sir, I just want to also add
I'm not talking about Jan Suraj. I'm adding to the Jan Suraj. Preeti, give me 10 seconds. Adding to the Jan Suraj, let me remind of Sirjan Ghotala. Let me remind that in 17 days, 20 bridges had collapsed. Let me also remind that 15 more bridges had collapsed. Let me also remind you that in around lakhs of rats, they had, they drunk.
Okay, Charan Singh Sapra, but let me also remind you that you had also said that the Ladki Bahin Yojana will be nothing more than a lollipop in Maharashtra. You come from Maharashtra. Let's see what happened there, but that's a different story. Priyanka Bharti, to bring you in on this impact of Tejasvi Yadav's Bihar Adhikar Yatra has energized RJD workers 43.8%, no electoral impact 25.9%. Would you think that figure should have been better? But what's interesting, Priyanka Bharti, is it will make seat sharing negotiations that much harder.
Preeti ji, in the beginning of the show, I told you that we are not concerned about any data because we have trust in people. We have served people, and for 17 months, they have seen our tenure that we are the only one who can procure jobs. And as your data only says that mostly people who are concerned about is job, unemployment. But what I found very interesting is the political analyst sitting here said that women are very much satisfied with NDA. If they were, how could they be? I mean, 2 rapes take place daily in Bihar. That's SCRB data. And not only this, 66% of women are anemic. Not only this, 30% of women, National Family Health Service says, 30% of women do not have doctors for their baby delivery. 43% of children are produced stunted. They are delivered stunted. They are malnutrition. And now you say women will vote for Nitish Kumar, for NDA. And mind, I do not know. Satya Prakash Mishra is not spokesperson of JDU, but still, I would say that I said that BJP did not give a single ticket to women, not to Kushwahas, not to Koiris. So this day is going to be a very much shift to the Koiris as well as to the core voters who are believed to be core voters.
All right, let me bring in Satya Prakash Mishra. One final comment, Satya Prakash Mishra. You have 1 minute to respond. Go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry, ma'am.
I must respond. Why women will cast their vote in favor of Nitish Kumar? It was Nitish Kumar who first time in 2005 provided cycle and school dresses to the school children who started going to school. And he provided 50,000 in cash. All the students who qualified for graduation and 12th level. It is first time Nitish Kumar provided 50% reservation in Panchayat to women. It is Nitish Kumar who provided 35% reservation in the government sector for women. Now 29% women are in police in Bihar. This is the first state which has so much police personnel of women. No, I'm coming to what they have attacked on women. It is not the first time that Nitish Kumar empowered women in Bihar. through the Jivika Didi, which provided with 10,000 in cash and in future 2 lakh rupees. The model of Nitish Kumar is to provide every facility to the woman. The data she is producing completely
with that,
fake
I
one.
appreciate
challenge here that those data
all
are fake.
five of you
And
who
they
have,
are
or six of you
spreading
rather, who
lies. We
joined us
don't
this
care
evening.
about it.
Thank
but
you for joining us. We're going to leave it at that. Trust us, we're going to come out with 2 more trackers very close to the elections before we actually jump in. But very, very interesting. If you just look at the strength of sheer data, it promises to be a close contest. But we're going to leave you with these images coming in. It's Ashtami today. And you have the Prime Minister going to Chittaranjan Park, which is the heart of the Bengali population in the national capital and pride. These images coming in from Chittaranjan Park, wishing all our viewers a very happy Ashtami.